Hello everyone, I am Subhalakshmi. Welcome all of you to this channel. This is the video of explanation of 20 multiple choice question on the topic of classification and thallus organization of algae. You should join in the Telegram group that is based of Botany so that you can freely attend the quiz in every Sunday. Before we get into the discussion, let's start from a beautiful message. Pure thoughts are the biggest wealth in our life. So make your every thought of the day pure, positive and powerful, because when we experience goodness and strength in every thought and gives other an experience of that, we are creating miracles of positivity which we see in our actions and relationship. Okay, see the first question. Example of unicellular red algae. Option A Porphyridium, Option B Acetabularia, Option C Porphyra, Option D Palmaria. Here the correct answer is Porphyridium, which is an example of unicellular red algae. So Porphyridium are unicellular red algae belonging to the algal class Rhodophyceae. Cells of Porphyridium are non-flagellate, solitary or grouped into irregular colonies within a loose mucilaginous matrix. It is Porphyridium crunetum. It gets its red color due to presence of beta phycoerythrin pigments, right? Then see the second option, that is Acetabularia. Acetabularia also a unicellular alga, but it is not red algae. It is a member of green algae, that is the class Chlorophyceae, and it is also commonly known as mermaid's wine glass. Why? Because of its umbrella shaped cap, which resembles a broad shallow cup called an acetabulum, which is a Latin word. And the acetabularia name comes from the Latin word that is acetabulum, right? And here remember another important MCQ which comes frequently in many exams, that is who worked with acetabularia to show that the nucleus contains the genetic material. Answer is Hammerling. Hammerling worked with acetabularia to show that the nucleus contains the genetic material, and his experiment is called Hammerling's nucleocytoplasmic experiment, or also called grafting experiment. In this experiment, he removed the part of the acetabularia cell and grafted them onto another cell. And he observed that the regenerated part of this cell took on the characteristic of the species from which the nucleus came. Right? So he proved the role of nucleus in heredity. So here remember, acetabularia is a unicellular green alga, right? Then in the third option, that is Porphyra. Porphyra is a genus of cold water seaweeds. It is a red alga, but it is not unicellular. Remember, it is multicellular form. Okay, and due to presence of proteins, saccharides, polyunsaturated fatty acids, vitamins and minerals, it is edible. A special food named nori or amnori prepared in Japan from Porphyra tenera. Okay. Again another species, that is Porphyra umbilicalis, which is commonly called lever, which is widely harvested and consumed as a food source. Traditionally, it is used to make lever bread, so it is commonly called lever, right? And remember, Porphyra is a multicellular red algae. Then last option, that is Palmaria. Okay. One of its most notable member is Palmaria palmata, which you seen in this picture. It is also a red alga, but it is multicellular, which is commonly used as food and medicine in Ireland. So here the correct answer is option A, which is a unicellular red alga, right? Then in the other option, that is Acetabularia, it is a unicellular alga, but it is not red algae, right? Then Porphyra, it is a red algae, but it is not unicellular form. and Palmaria also a multicellular red algae, not unicellular. So here the correct answer is option A. Then second question, according to ICN, suffix of subfamily for algae. Option A Phytina, option B Innales, option C Oide, option D Phycidae. Here the correct answer is option C, that is OED. According to ICN, ICN means the International Code of Nomenclature for Algae, Fungi and Plant, is the set of rules and recommendations that govern the scientific naming of all organisms. Then what is suffix? All of you know that suffix refers to a set of letters added to the end of a taxonomic group name to indicate its specific rank. For example, phyta is the suffix indicate the division of algae in the taxonomic rank, and Phytina is used for subdivision, Phyci is used for class, Phycidae is used for subclass, else is used for order, Innales is used for suborder, SC is used for family, and last one, that is OED, is used for subfamily. So here the correct answer is option C, that is OED is used as a suffix for the subfamily of algae. Then next question, which class does not include unicellular forms of algae? Option A Rhodophyceae, option B Phaeophyceae, option C Cyanophyceae, option D Chlorophyceae. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Phaeophyceae. The class Phaeophyceae are group of brown algae. There are no unicellular or colonial members in this class. All members of Phaeophyceae are multicellular and there are no unicellular species. Okay, but in all other option, that is in Rhodophyceae, Cyanophyceae and in Chlorophyceae, unicellular members are present. So here the correct answer is option B. Then question number 4, Fritsch divided algae into 11 divisions, 11 families, 7 divisions or 11 classes. Here the correct answer is option D, that is 11 classes. We know Fritsch is known as the father of algae, and the most authentic and comprehensive account of the classification of algae was proposed by Fritsch in 1935, who did work on algae and published his work in the book. The name of the book is Structure and Reproduction of the Algae. Okay, and he classified algae into 11 classes. These are Chlorophyceae, Xanthophyceae, Chrysophyceae, Bacillariophyceae, Cryptophyceae, Dinophyceae, Chloromonadini, Euglenophyceae, Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae and Myxophyceae. So here the correct answer is option D. Fritsch divided algae into 11 classes. Then next question, Smith based his classification of algae on two characters, which are option A morphology of motile reproductive cells and thallus organization, option B physiology of cells and morphology of motility of reproductive cells, option C types of flagella and physiology of cells, option D thallus organization and methods of reproduction. Here the correct answer is option B, that is physiology of cells and morphology of motility of reproductive cells. The classification of algae proposed by Smith is based on the physiological characteristic of vegetative cell and the morphology of motile reproductive cells. He divided algae into 7 divisions and then related class were included in each division. Okay, so here the correct answer is option B. Then next question, which type of thallus organization seen in Batrachospermum? Option A uniaxial, option B dendroid, option C multiaxial, option D palmelloid. Here the correct answer is option A, that is uniaxial. So Batrachospermum is a genus of freshwater red alga which can appear green because of the light intensity in which it grows, right? And it is commonly called frog spawn. Why? Because the algae are mucilaginous, moniliform or beaded in appearance to the naked eye. Right? So the thallus of Batrachospermum is called uniaxial. It means the thallus is formed by the branches of only one filament. Okay? So here the correct answer is option. Then see the other option, that is the dendroid. What is dendroid form of thallus organization? Here the colony looks like a microscopic tree. The number, shape and size of the cells is indefinite. A mucilaginous thread is present at the base of each cell, right? And the threads of different cells are united to form a branched structure. It gives a tree-like appearance to the whole colony. So it is the dendroid form of thallus organization. Chrysodendron is a chrysophycean algae in which dendroid form of thallus organization present. Then other examples like Prasinocladus. Prasinocladus, it is a green algae in which dendroid form of thallus organization present. Then dendroid form of thallus organization also seen in Ecbalocystus. It is a green alga. So Ecbalocystus, Prasinocladus and Chrysodendron shows the dendroid form of thallus organization. Then in the third option, that is multiaxial. What is multiaxial? If branches of more than one filaments are involved, it is said to be multiaxial, and it is commonly seen in Polysiphonia. Polysiphonia is a red alga which shows multiaxial type of thallus organization. Then last option, that is palmelloid. What is palmelloid form of thallus organization? The number of cells, their shape and size is not definite. The cells remain irregularly aggregated within a common mucilaginous matrix, right? But they are independent and function as individuals. For examples, in Chlamydomonas, temporary phase of palmelloid stage is present during their asexual reproduction when the conditions are unfavorable, right? And palmelloid form of thallus organization is the permanent feature in Tetraspora and in Aphanotheca, right? Tetraspora is a green algae and Aphanotheca is a cyanobacteria, which are shows permanent phase of palmelloid form of thallus organization. So here the correct answer is uniaxial, that is uniaxial type of thallus organization seen in the Batrachospermum. Then question number 7, which division of Smith classification included three classes, that is Chrysophyceae, Xanthophyceae and Bacillariophyceae. Option A, that is Cryptophyta, option B Cyanophyta, option C Pyrophyta, then option D, that is Chrysophyta. Here the correct answer is option D, that is Chrysophyta. We know Smith classified algae into 7 divisions and which were further subdivided into different classes. And this classification is based on the physiological characteristic of vegetative cell and the morphology of the motile reproductive cell. Then see what are the 7 divisions. Division 1, that is Chlorophyta. This division divided into two classes, that is Chlorophyceae and Charophyceae. Again the division 2, that is Euglenophyta. It is divided into a single class, that is Euglenophyceae. Then division 3, that is Pyrophyta. Pyrophyta divided into two classes, that is Desmophyceae and Dinophyceae. Then division 4, that is Chrysophyta. Chrysophyta divided into three classes, that is Chrysophyceae, Xanthophyceae and Bacillariophyceae. So here the correct answer is option D, that is Chrysophyta. Then see the next division, that is Phaeophyta. Phaeophyta divided into three classes, that is isogenerity, heterogenerity and cyclospory. Then division number 6, that is cyanophyta. It is divided into a single class, that is Myxophyceae. Then last division, that is the division number 7, Rhodophyta. Rhodophyta contains only one class, that is Rhodophyceae. So these are 7 division of algae proposed by Smith. And here the division Chrysophyta divided into 3 classes, that is Chrysophyceae, Xanthophyceae and Bacillariophyceae. So here the answer is option D. Then next question, in the following options all algae shows flagellated unicellular motile form of thallus except option A Phacotus, option B Volvox, option C Chlamydomonas, option D Euglena. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Volvox. Volvox is a multicellular organism that forms spherical colonies and the type of thallus is called motile synovial form, right? Then see the other option, that is Phacotus. Phacotus is a unicellular freshwater biflagellated green alga in which a thick calcareous covering present around the cell wall. Okay. So Phacotus shows flagellated unicellular motile form of thallus. Then option C, that is Chlamydomonas. We know Chlamydomonas is a unicellular motile green algae. Then Euglena. Euglena also a unicellular motile organism. But here Volvox is motile but not unicellular, right? So here the correct answer is option B. Then next question, the algae Draparnaldiopsis was discovered by Y. Bharadwaj, shows which type of thallus organization? Option A falsely branched thallus, option B pseudoparenchymatous, option C truly branched thallus, option D motile synovial. Here the correct answer is option C, that is truly branched thallus. Remember, Bharadwaj was a famous algologist and he discovered the species, that is Draparnaldiopsis indica. It is a genus of green algae and it shows truly branched form of thallus. It has two types of branches, that is determinate and indeterminate. Determinate branches are produced from successive nodal cells and indeterminate branches repeat the structure of the main axis, right? So it shows the truly branched form of thallus organization. Then see the other option, that is falsely branched thallus organization present in Schitonema. Then pseudoparenchymatous form of thallus organization divided into two types, that is uniaxial, which is present in Batrachospermum, and another form is multiaxial, which is seen in Polysiphonia. Then motile synovial form, for example in Volvox, this type of thallus organization present. But here truly branched form of thallus organization seen in Draparnaldiopsis. Then next question, examples of algae which have non-motile synovial form of thallus. Option A Hydrodictyon, option B Pediastrum, option C Scindesmus, option D all. Here the correct answer is option D, that is all. It means in Hydrodictyon, Pediastrum and in Scindesmus the type of thallus organization is non-motile synovial form. It is the picture of Hydrodictyon. It is a freshwater green alga which is commonly called water net. Why? Because Hydrodictyon consists of colonies of cylindrical cells. These cells usually form pentagonal or hexagonal structure. So it is called water net. Then it is Pediastrum. It is the genus of green algae and Pediastrum shows the non-motile synovial form of thallus organization. Then Scindesmus are freshwater green algae. They are colonial and non-motile in shape. So the correct answer is option D, that is all. It means Hydrodictyon, Pediastrom and Scindesmus have non-motile synovial form of thallus organization. Then question number 11, Myxophyceae are called so because of their incipient nucleus, option B phycocyanin pigment, option C mucilaginous sheath, option D lack of plastid. It is very simple question. We know the group of cyanobacteria are called Myxophyceae. Why? Due to presence of mucilage around the thallus, and they are also called blue-green algae due to the presence of combination of blue and green photosynthetic pigment, that is phycocyanin and chlorophyll A. So here the correct answer is option C. Due to presence of mucilaginous sheath around the thallus, the group of cyanobacteria are called Myxophyceae. Then question number 12, Red Sea gets its name because of the presence its water red colored algae belonging to the class. Option A Rhodophyceae, option B Chlorophyceae, option C Dinophyceae and option D, that is Cyanophyceae. Here the correct answer is option D, that is Cyanophyceae. Why? We know Red Sea caused by a type of blue-green algae called Trichodesmium erythraeum, which is found in the sea. When these blooms of algae die off, they appear to turn the blue-green color of the ocean to a reddish brown. But remember, they are not red algae. They are cyanobacteria. So, they are belonging to the class Cyanophyceae. Right? So, here the correct answer is option D. Then next question, The Algae, a Review. Author of this book. Option A Chapman, option B Prescott, option C Papenfoss, option D Lee. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Prescott. So Prescott is the author of the book The Algae, a Review. Then question number 14, which is a cyanobacteria shows permanent stage of palmelloid form of thallus. Option A Tetraspora, option B Chlamydomonas, option C Aphanotheca, option D Ichbalocystus. Here the correct answer is option C, that is Aphanotheca. Aphanotheca is a cyanobacteria in which permanent stage of palmelloid form of thallus organization is present. Tetraspora also shows the permanent stage of palmelloid form of thallus organization, but remember, Tetraspora is not a cyanobacteria. Tetraspora is a green algae. Tetraspora is a chlorophycean member, right? Temporary stage of palmelloid form of thallus organization present in Chlamydomonas. Okay? And in Ichbalocystus, the thallus organization is dendroid form, right? So here the correct answer is option C, that is Aphanotheca, which is a cyanobacteria, shows the permanent stage of palmelloid form of thallus organization. Then question number 15, a colony with a definite shape, size and arrangement of cells is known as. Option A synobium, option B colonial, option C aggregated, option D synocytic. Here the correct answer is option A, that is synobium. Again, synovial form divided into two types, that is motile synovial form, for example volvox, and non-motile synovial form, for example hydrodictyon. Then see the other option, that is colonial. Colonial forms of thallus organization divided into two types, that is synobium form and aggregated form. What is aggregated forms? In aggregated form, individual cells loosely cluster together to form a kind of irregular mass of colony. Okay, then last option, that is synocytic. Synocytic means the organism with multiple nuclei in a continuous mass of protoplasm surrounded by a cell membrane or a cell wall. But here the correct answer is synobium, that is a colony with a definite shape, size and arrangement of cells. But remember, in aggregated form, the arrangement of cell is irregular. Okay. Then question number 16. Algae have simple colonial unbranched filamentous form of thallus. Option A Scindesmus, option B Schitonema, option C Ectocarpus, option D Nostoc. Here the correct answer is option D, that is Nostoc. We know Nostoc is the most common genus of cyanobacteria. They are found mainly in freshwater as attached to the rock, tree trunk or at the bottom of the lake. Okay, and they are also found in symbiotic association with other plant. And the thallus of nostoc is simple, colonial, unbranched filamentous form. Colonial means that forms the colonies of trichomes, okay, and which are chains of cell. Means the cells of nostoc are spherical or oval shaped, forming a unbranched filamentous form. So the type of thallus organization is simple, colonial, unbranched filamentous form, right? Then see the other option, that is Scindesmus. We know Scindesmus is not a filamentous form, but it is a type of green algae that forms the colony. So the type of thallus organization present in Scindesmus is non-motile synovial form. Then in option B, that is Schitonema. Schitonema is a genus of photosynthetic cyanobacteria, has falsely branched form of filamentous thallus organization. Then option C, that is Ectocarpus. Ectocarpus is multicellular, heterotrichous, truly branched form of brown algae in which both erect and prostrate systems are found. So the thallus organization in Ectocarpus is heterotrichous, truly branched form. But here in nostoc, the thallus organization is simple, colonial, unbranched filamentous form. Then question number 17. Who divided algae into 7 divisions? Option A Fritsch, option B Smith, option C Chapman, option D Papenfoss. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Smith. We know Smith divided algae into 7 divisions which were further subdivided into different classes. What are the divisions? First one, that is the chlorophyta, then euglenophyta, pyrophyta, then chrysophyta, phaeophyta, cyanophyta and rhodophyta, right? So here the correct answer is option B. Then question number 18. Botryddium is a genus of algae that belongs to which algal class? Option A Chlorophyceae, option B Xanthophyceae, option C Rhodophyceae, option D Bacillariophyceae. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Xanthophyceae. Botryddium is a genus of algae that belongs to the algal class Xanthophyceae. And remember, in Botryddium, siphonaceous type of thallus organization is present. Then question number 19. Who proposed altogether a new scheme of classification of algae on the basis of phylogeny? Option A Linnaeus, option B Smith, option C Harvey, option D Pasteur. Correct answer is Pasteur, right? So Pasteur proposed altogether a new scheme of classification on the basis of phylogeny. Phylogeny refers to the evolutionary history of the organism, means how the organism have evolved, right? And he divided the algae into 8 divisions which were subdivided into classes. For example, division 1, that is Chrysophyta. Chrysophyta again subdivided into 3 classes, that is Chrysophyceae, Diatomy and Heteroconti. Then the second division, that is Phaeophyta, and it's subdivided into 1 class, that is Phaeophyceae. Then the division 3, that is Pyrophyta, and Pyrophyta subdivided into 3 classes, that is Cryptophyceae, Desmoconti and Dinophyceae. Then division 4, that is Euglenophyta. Euglenophyta subdivided into one class, that is Euglenophyceae. Then division 5, that is Chlorophyta. The Chlorophyta again subdivided into two class, that is Chlorophyceae and Conjugatae. Then the division number 6, that is Charophyta, and Charophyta subdivided into one class, that is Characeae. Then division number 7, that is Rhodophyta. Rhodophyta again subdivided into two classes, that is Bangini and Floridini. Then last division, that is Cyanophyta, and it subdivided into one class, that is Myxophyceae. So on the basis of phylogeny, Pasteur proposed altogether a new scheme of classification of algae, right? The last question, which is a correct statement? Option A, all species of Coleochaete shows heterotrichous habit. No, it is not true. Heterotrichous form of thallus organization is well developed in some species of Coleochaete, for example, Coleochaete pulvinata, in which both erect and prostrate system are present, so called heterotrichous. But in other species like Coleochaete divergens, in which only prostrate system are present, but occasionally erect branches may be arise. Okay, so option A is incorrect. Then option B, the algae chondrus shows multi-axial type of thallus organization. It is a true statement. We know Chondroscrypsus, also known as Irish moss, has a multi-axial type of thallus organization made up of thick-walled medullary filaments and radially arranged cortical cells. It is a primary source of carrageenan, which are used as thickener and stabilizer in food production, right? So option B is the correct answer. Then in the option C, that is Erythrotrichia is a brown algae. No, Erythrotrichia is a red algae. Okay, so option C is the incorrect. Then last one, that is Chrysidiastrom is an example of branched colonial type of thallus organization. It is also a false statement. Why? Because Chrysidiastrom is a chrysophycean algal member which shows rhizopodial colonial type of thallus organization. They lack flagella and they form colony. The cells are united through the rhizopodia. What is rhizopodia? Rhizopodia are extension of the cell body which are help them to motile, right? So here option A, option C and option D are incorrect, but option B is the correct statement. Okay. So in this video, I cover all the 20 questions on the topic of classification and thallus organization of algae with their proper explanation. So thank you.